Lizzo shares a shocking body transformation video online, and it might just make the body positivity movement lose their mind. Welcome to my channel, Outspoken Samantha. If you are new here, welcome. I do appreciate you clicking on the video to watch it, and since you are here, it would just take one more second and one more click to hit that subscribe button now. And I guess while you're at it, you should probably turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss an upload. And of course, to those of you that are returning, you know that I always truly appreciate you. Make sure that you leave your comments below. Thank you for being so supportive, and also make sure that you are subscribed as well. So I have talked a lot about the obesity epidemic in America, and it's something that I feel is being made astronomically worse by the body positivity movement that says loving yourself is ignoring your weight, not allowing your doctor to acknowledge massive amounts of excess body fat when discussing your health struggles, and calling anyone fatphobic who points out the countless illnesses that are caused by overeating and carrying hundreds of extra pounds on your body. You're told that confidence is all that matters, that telling an overweight person to lose weight is hate speech, and that the real solution is to just love your body, and that's going to solve all of your problems. And I do feel like one of the greatest icons of this movement has been Grammy award-winning singer and rapper Lizzo, who is clearly known for her musical talent and abilities, but she is also known for being obese. Now, to be fair, after reading through a lot of Lizzo's past comments on this particular subject, she doesn't seem to spew the same body positivity garbage that people like Jalen Chaney does, who goes around trying to bully airlines into changing their entire seating policy to accommodate her because she feels like she shouldn't have to take personal responsibility for her health, or Sarah Millican, who basically felt like she deserved the Alabama beauty pageant title she won because she's not fit and healthy like the other contestants, and that we need to normalize obesity instead of addressing it. Lizzo does seem to recognize that on some level her weight is an issue, and she acknowledges that she has tried to overcome it at different points in her life. But her position on things does get a little bit blurry, as it seems like the liberal media has capitalized on her being successful despite her size, and used that to push this body positivity narrative that says these individuals are fine the way they are, and saying otherwise is bullying and fatphobic, not compassionate. And we can see as much in this June 2023 article from Allure, where it says Lizzo is fed up with her body being speculated about online. And frankly, she should be. For the zillionth time, someone else's body, weight, and health are none of our business. She doesn't owe anyone an explanation for her size. And what do fatphobic comments even do? Inspire people to lose weight? No. We live in an extremely fatphobic society, and fat people still exist because upholding an arbitrary beauty standard doesn't magically cause everyone to conform to it. And of course, this reinforces the completely false idea that anybody that has a comment about somebody being obese is doing it from a place of wanting to force women or force anybody into some kind of beauty standard, instead of coming from a place of actually being concerned about their health and not wanting to have their life shortened or hindered in some way because of all of the things that happen, again, when you carry this much extra weight on your body. And no amount of trying to silence people by calling them fatphobic is going to absolve you from that reality. And while I absolutely condemn online bullying in all its forms because it is not helpful, it is not productive, and people are absolutely brutal on the internet, and you have no idea the battles that someone is facing, particularly internally. What I will say is that people that have questions about this and express concerns about someone being obese, it's not coming from a place of hostility. It is not coming from a place of wanting to shame that person. But what we're doing is actually shaming the idea that being obese doesn't matter, that your weight doesn't matter, that you can ignore these things and still be considered healthy. And regardless of what Lizzo's health challenges are, she should absolutely continue to remind people that these comments are hurtful, that online bullying is hurtful, and that we need to remember that the people that you are directing these comments toward are actually human beings with feelings, and that your words do have an impact. As Lizzo often makes it look like it's easy to constantly break down barriers for plus-size women and people of color, but in a new interview, she's reminding everyone just how hurtful some of the racist and fatphobic comments she receives on a daily basis can be. She goes on to say, "People have been calling me fat my entire life. But that was the first time seeing an insult of how I looked, who I am, and my music wrapped into one, and it really hurt me. And if one person says it, then another person says it, and it multiplies like an effing virus. If enough people on the internet start echoing sentiments about you, it becomes part of your public persona and it's out of your control. And these are things that we need to remember regardless of who it is that we are talking to, whether it's Lizzo or somebody that your kid goes to school with. We all need to be teaching our kids and reminding them that whoever they're talking to online is an actual human being and that their words matter. The internet is absolutely brutal, and I imagine that even with as much love and support that Lizzo gets, or even people like Jalen Chaney or Sarah Millican gets, it's the worst of the worst comments that really stick out, and I'm never going to excuse this kind of behavior at all. But not every comment falls into those categories, and I feel like these movements where we're being told to deny biological and medical realities are doing far more harm than good, and telling us that we should never feel bad about anything that we do, even if we're causing devastation to our own bodies and significantly lowering our own lifespan. To anyone that says it's their body and their life and their business, so why would we care? Well, because that's what compassion really is, plain and simple. We don't want people to intentionally destroy themselves. We want people to be healthy and happy, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and seeing them do irreparable harm to their body and telling them that we don't care if they do because it's their choice is actually callous and inhumane. Of course, there are very clear lines between reminding people of what the consequences of being obese are and then just being a jerk. We do have to be very careful about how we choose to inspire people. But the question is, what inspired Lizzo? Was it South Park? A few months ago, South Park did an episode about Lizzo and Ozempic, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but what I did see was a video that Lizzo herself posted watching it and filming her own reaction.
Here we go.
I'm telling you, Sheila, these new drugs are pretty amazing. I was feeling so ashamed of myself, watching Randy go out and exercise all the time and not eating as much. But I just don't have the same kind of willpower he has.
Which of the drugs are you on, Sharon? Ozempic, Mounjaro?
Oh no, I talked to my doctor. He said insurance would only pay for those if I had diabetes.
But if you can't afford them, then how are you managing your weight?
Don't you know, Sheila? Now there's a whole new obesity drug for those of us who can't afford Ozempic and Mounjaro. I've controlled all my cravings to be thinner with Lizzo.
It's Lizzo. FDA-approved Lizzo makes you feel good about your weight, and it costs 90% less than Ozempic.
I've lowered my standards and my expectations.
It's Lizzo. In case studies, 70% of patients on Lizzo no longer cared how much they weighed.
Now, I have no idea if this is what set her over the edge, but I do know I haven't really seen or heard much about her since then. Mind you, I don't really follow Lizzo that closely anyway, but what was shared recently was a video of her working out, looking considerably healthier. So let me just show this to you. I will play it on silent because the music that she is playing has a lot of vulgarity to it, just not really my style, but also I don't want to be hit with any copyright issues. So let's just have a look at this real quick. Now, the reason I said that I think this was going to make the body positivity movement mad is because they heavily rely on the idea that they can't help their obesity and that the only reason we think they should is because of societal beauty standards. That being obese isn't the problem, it's society's views of obesity that are the issue, and that if we just normalize it as body acceptance, fat con conventions, and silencing people by calling them fatphobic, then that's going to fix it all. Lizzo's message flies directly in the face of all of that. This says, Lizzo reminds fans to stay focused amid fitness journey. You can do anything you put your mind to. She's telling them that they can fix this issue, that they have the power to control their weight and their health and their size. She disrupts the entire narrative and proves that this has nothing to do with bullying, but just being a better version of yourself so you can live a long and healthy life. You are the person that determines whether or not that happens, no one else. I am genuinely happy for her. I'm happy to see her taking her health into her own hands, and this isn't about achieving a particular size or thinking that she's more valuable as a person if she drops the weight. But this is about recognizing the accountability that you have to take for your own health and the life that you live, and reminding people that the power is really in their hands. But I would love to hear all of your thoughts on this in the comments below. Please be sure to hit that like button. Make sure that you are subscribed and that your notifications are turned on again so you never miss an upload. Keep it real, guys, and I will see you in the next one.